record. We are recording. I don't even know if I should just do a introduction, but I guess just a brief explanation of why this is going straight to YouTube is because we are supporting the Twitch blackout protest on June 24th. So we are recording today. That's why we are on video, because my computer can handle one or the other. So today I'm handling the other. I'm just making sure that this is, yep, we're definitely good. So, I guess we'll do introductions, recap, and then we'll have in-character sort of, saying what happened these past few months. And question...
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. That's all I'm going to say to all viewers today is you don't want to know.
And then if there's like, oh, there are these things that I wanted to do before we left for real, then we could handle that after the in-character recaps. But I am Kelly Breivik, PhD student at UWM, and I am the worst dungeon master in the world.
You are not the worst dungeon master in the world.
No, you're not. You just decide like side stories should actually be big character defining moments for some reason. Just for some belligerent reason.
Yeah, it's only the things that are off camera that ever become like really.
There's actually a fun thing that I want to talk about with that, but that'll be for like the last half hour. So I'm going to put in my sticky notes, as you see in my pre-rolled initiative. Well, not you, but anyone watching this. Talk about character off screen.
Anyways, hi, my name is Corey Hearn. I am also a PhD student at UWM. I'm Plan C, and I am playing Taratha, the DivWiz.
Yeah, you are.
What's up? Leia Liebzeller, PhD candidate, Anthropology, UWM, playing Tali. Couldn't decide which way I was going with the name.
Yeah.
Talia Thievesbane, variously called Tali or Bane or bad child. Gods.
And who are you?
So I'm Eric Christie. I'm PhD student at UW Milwaukee, and I play Willow, the cowgirl, I guess.
All right.
I don't know what to describe her as anymore.
I need a character sheet.
She has white hair. She has blue eyes. I am unsure if I've always had the Sentinel feat or if I took it at level 12 because I just went to go write it down under my feet.
Oh fuck!
I did, and it's already there. So I either did it last week right when we finished the session, or I already had it for a while and I didn't realize it when I had it when I made the character. I gave her Sentinel. So I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit.
Oh, Sentinel, how much I love you.
Didn't level my character, y'all.
The worst after all of that.
Whoops.
All right. My dog's checking
Also,
in on
I'm
me.
in a mood today, just so everyone is aware. I'm very hyper on coffee and didn't get much sleep, so it's gonna be an interesting day.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. So let's get a recap of what happened last week, not what happened between last week and now, and then we'll get into in-character. So what happened last week?
Honestly, after what happened during these side stories, I think whatever happened last week is irrelevant. Frankly irrelevant.
We finished the Beholder fight.
Yeah, we finished the Beholder fight. We saved a bunch of people. Well, okay, Kleek and Douche Canoe saved.
He's just a serious man.
Yeah.
He's not even a man, he's a bird.
You met Deke.
Kleek's brother. Yeah, I think there's a movie about that with Michael Keaton, Birdman.
Worst.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
And won Best Picture, right?
I think, did Taratha go on like a quest to someplace while me and Willow were in the desert, I think, or something?
Yep, there was the worst decision making ever where we're like, Tali could come if she wants, and like after like 7 million times of you saying Tali does not want to come, We were like, oh yeah, you
well,
mean what you
originally
say.
it was like I thought that they were going in the morning, and if they were going in the morning, Tali was like, "Yeah, I will totally do that." But otherwise, it's like Tali's not there, so
Yep.
too bad.
So yeah, you went to the airplane or the plane of air, went and met.
I like calling it the airplane.
You brought
The
Emily back and rolled really well, Corey, because her preferred form is a dwarf, and you got dwarf, which was only like a 10% chance.
Hey man.
And they lived happily ever after.
Someone got to. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Taratha actually came out of the side story like fairly well, so you know.
we'll deal with that. So you all go back home to Vara briefly, then head off to your own various adventures. It's been about 3 months, and you all agree to meet at the Steady Quill for brunch as usual because breakfast is a little too early after traveling for some time. And Tali and Taratha enter the Steady Quill, and it is Willow that greets them.
Willow, old friend, long time no see.
We're in the Steady Quill.
Mm-hmm.
I am waiting to be greeted, as I was
This
told.
is pause. So Eric, you are all meeting up briefly in Vara before going out to the next leg of your adventure.
I thought I thought I was hanging out where I'm hanging out. If I knew I was going back to Vara, I might have changed what I was doing. I thought we were meeting near the Ashina clan.
That was also my presumption.
Really?
I asked about this actually, and she said, "Nope, we're going back to town."
Yeah.
Well, now I just look like a huge jerk.
What?
We don't have to meet back in town.
I specifically, like I was gonna hang out with Zola at the clan until they arrived.
Well, that's essentially what you're doing. You're like the Vara is in between or not totally in between, but it's not far out of the way. So like you would go down to Vara, meet up with your pals, and then head out after that. So you are essentially waiting until the last minute to head back. Yo.
All right, sometimes these things could be like better explained a little bit prior, because like I had just said that was not my understanding of what was going on. I thought I was actually going to meet up with them on the way. Like I thought that they weren't even involved until they like bamboozled me. Like that's literally what I thought was going to happen. Like that's how I thought this was going to go.
I was also under that impression.
Like I thought I was like, okay, I'm going with this other person, and then these these jerk offs are gonna surprise me, be like, we're coming with, haha. Like that's what I thought was going to happen.
I remember
because Willow wouldn't just want them to come with. She wouldn't have invited them.
I remember distinctly asking, where are we meeting? Because I originally thought all of that too, and then I wanted to clarify, and I think that was last session that I was like, so we're meeting back in Vara.
Yeah.
Here's my perspective. So I was very deliberate about how mapping this out. The whole reason we were tackling that nation up north first was because the Ashina clan was near there. So there would be
not the Ashina clan itself. The Ashina clan is northeast of Vara, but it's like only a couple days journey away. It's not a huge trek. The Ashina clan in the north, or you didn't even know if you had no confirmation if it was the Ashina clan or not that was in the northeast all the way out there. You assumed so, you assumed correctly, but it was not named that was the thing until Eric's side story happened, which you two were not a part of. And that is...
I understand. I'm not talking about what we... Whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I thought this was something we discussed out of character, so that in character we could just streamline.
I thought in character we decided that they would meet me
conversation
at the clan.
Well, I am saying you're meeting up in Vara, in the Steady Quill, and it was discussed and settled that before you do your next large journey, you would meet up here and discuss the next leg of
Then
your journey.
you're not even allowed access into the study quill. Willow's already sitting outside of
Then
the
that's
study
fine.
quill, and it's already locked up, and she's ready to go. She arrived maybe 15 minutes before you did,
That's fine.
I
Also,
guess.
it's only a couple of days to where Zola and Willow
Willow.
were.
Like, I would say, if you know the way, probably 4 or 5 days. If it's only your first trip there, it probably will, like, like, if you know the way,
Yeah.
it would take several days. If you don't know where it is, it's pretty tucked away, so you would have to be, like, searching around for it.
Yeah, so like I was planning on like role playing with Zola, saying goodbye before leaving, but it doesn't matter or whatever.
Mm.
That would have also changed Tali's reaction to some things. Doesn't matter. It's all
Yeah,
good.
like
Mhm.
the entirety of my character's decision making was based on the idea that she was leaving and was going to get bamboozled by her friends. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Whatever. I'm just going to selectively forget that this ever happened
Okay.
because I can't roleplay my character leaving for 5 days to go meet up with people in Vara and leaving her daughter behind. So like I can't do it. So I'm just gonna forget. We're gonna get there, and I'm gonna pretend that I got bamboozled because that was my plan. And I can't. It'll be cognitive dissonance all over again. So
Okay.
I'm just,
Oop, there goes an Oda.
yep. I'm gonna grab a Coke, but
Sure thing.
good morning.
You can't just start the conversation and then leave,
I
ass.
mean, isn't that
Jesus.
such a Franz thing to do, to start a fight with the Inquisition, then go to whatever, like, appointment Corey had immediately after?
One, yes, Corey and Franz are interchangeable. You don't remind me of that. Two, yeah, it's fun to do that.
Alrighty then. So we're already 4 hours into the journey, and Willa finally speaks her first words.
Oh my God.
No,
No, absolutely not.
no, I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. Well, how's you doing?
Doing all right. Yourself?
I've been better.
Yeah, how was the Ashina clan? Did you and Zola have a nice time?
I wouldn't call it nice.
What would you call it then?
I'd call it it's like growing pains.
Yes, well, she is at that
Maybe
age.
it's not necessarily painful, but you know, she's just going through a stage.
Well, there are different kinds of pain, and at that age, you feel it more acutely.
But yeah.
Is she doing all
Otherwise,
right?
yeah, she's doing great. I think. When you're in the thick of it, all you can think about is the vines as they wrap around you. But she's in the thick of it. She'll come out of it stronger.
Good to know.
But how was you guys did much more exciting things than just visiting some family? How'd that go?
Well, I have this nice little amulet, made of the meteor, which is really just one of the most precious things I own. I can't lie. We had a.
Does it have any properties?
Yes. Let's just say I have the clearest sight you will ever imagine.
All right.
But yeah, it was a delightful time. Learned a lot about the calamity. Learned, learned a lot about ourselves. Wouldn't you say so, Tali?
You could say that. Yes, that would be appropriate.
Pulling up my notes.
Wait, did we get a proficiency bonus? No, next level. All right.
Next level, yeah. I was like itching
I
to
know.
read
I know.
all my numbers, and I'm like, 12 is such an awkward. This is not against the DM. We got 2 levels. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying 12 is an awkward level.
I have a question for Kelly about the rope that I have. What kind of rope is it? Is it just like a standard kind of like yellow rope? Is it like a silk rope? What kind of rope are we talking about?
It is, you know what, I could say that it starts as hemp rope, but you can teach it to have other fabric sort of materials, like a chameleon type thing, because it's a rope that can be taught. So,
Fucking thank you.
yep.
Totally awesome.
So,
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
But that brings me to this thing that Willow would probably notice.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
And that is the rope that used to be Boomer's leash. Is now a like it's meant to look like an intricate thing that like just runs up her arm, so she can use it for various things. So it's meant to look like a decoration, but is actually like could kill you. But Boomer is not there.
What happened? He decided to leave Boomer at home for this leg of the journey.
Yes.
Holly's face is not happy when you ask that. Actually,
Something happened at the meteor.
A lot happened. We had
Well, why don't you tell me the whole story? We got a long journey, and let's be, you
well,
know,
that is entirely up to Tali. Just know that Tali had a very well, you can just read her face.
There
Don't
were
speak
some
for her.
things. There were some things I was gonna do. She also no longer has her scythe. Her
Yeah.
scythe is gone.
Well, you could say that you, like, this is like you first, like, this is the first time you're meeting up. You could have been in the city for a day or so and, like, gotten stuff. So that's why I'm saying this is you catching up, and then after you catch up, you're going to leave the city and just let me know the things that you would want to do before you would have left.
Cool.
So,
I
like,
have to find a new
Eric,
magic.
you can play out Willow, like, and Zola saying goodbye. Like, that is something that we could do. It's just right now we're doing the first meetup with the crew. Then once you're done with that, heading out, and then we kind of do like the kind of back end before you leave.
I got you.
all right, all right. Well, oh wait, my video shut off. Hold on.
It did. I was like, oh.
I think I did that on accident. I had minimized the window for a second, and then when I popped it back up, I think I turned it off.
Fun fact, just to derail, because I'm so glad that you say on accident, because I say that too, and like in England, it's more typical to say by accident, and they would make fun of me for saying on accident, so I would just say, because we're above making mistakes, and they never asked me again after that.
Well, fuck the Brits.
Why don't we just say from accident? Prepositions are fun. I loved learning about prepositions in 8th grade.
No, Boomer is
To the house. Over the house. Okay, go ahead.
Boomer is no longer with us.
Sorry to
Holly
hear that.
does not look very. She looks very angry, actually. You don't see
Wow.
Tolly angry very often. And she just has like just anger. I can't do it right.
I'm just, Willow would kind of look at you and just say, I can tell there's more than just some haphazard fight that caused this. Well, we'll put a pin in it for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like describe her in a second after I figure out some stuff.
But anyways, Eric is gonna say, you guys got magic items while we were gone. I didn't get anything.
She didn't get magic. That was from the rope was from the beholder
the
thing.
amulet. The amulet.
Oh, well, that was one of the goals that
was...
like.
I'm joking around. I'm joking around. I'm no better. I just have an extra attack now. Well, Taratha, did you find what you were looking for?
Um, it's a weird question because I didn't really know exactly what I was looking for when I went there. Um, what I found, and you know, part of I have a tendency to put my foot in my mouth. But of any time for me to do it, I felt it was most appropriate. The site of the second calamity.
What do you mean? Kind of speaking in riddles here.
All will be revealed. All will be revealed in time.
Well, this is gonna threaten my livelihood.
It could threaten everyone's livelihood, but we're mere pawns in this cosmic fucking game.
Hmm.
So take it in stride, eh?
Well, looks like nobody really wants to talk
Hmm.
about what happened.
Yeah, so Tolly is missing both her scythe and the shield that she carried. Anything with um, god symbols, she no longer carries at all.
Are you still a magic user, or you have no magic right now?
I still have magic.
Hmm.
That's a thing that Tolly has.
Yep.
Yup.
Hmm.
Is there anything like aesthetic wise different about Tali?
I'm still figuring it out. I think she's still figuring it out. She probably has. Well, I'm still figuring it out. We're
Hmm.
gonna see. She has a shield. She'll carry some kind of melee weapon. Um, but I gotta figure out what kind of melee weapon she's gonna carry.
Word. So, oh
Um,
god, sorry.
yeah, no, I just for both Willow and for viewers who I really wish we had recorded
I
those side sections
know.
really bad because I feel like there are just like some cool podcasting things that could have been done with them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Tali
like
is
that
much.
literal 45 minutes of me just talking to myself. Yeah, that was great. That was pure podcast right there. I'm sure everyone wants to listen to that.
Mhm.
Holly is much changed. Also, let's be all real. This podcast is a lot of the time the Kelly and Corey show. But
Yeah.
also, I'm okay with that because it's great. And
Yeah, Eric, you would have hated it. There was like a good 45 minutes where I was essentially monologuing. It
Tolly
was
wasn't talking to
Yeah,
Tolly
I
was
know.
not speaking to Taratha, and so Taratha was just like, I'm just gonna keep talking forever and bugging
Well,
you. And
Yep.
there's just silence, and it was hilarious. Anyway, I'm sorry. We can be
that
back in character. I'm just
that's when I just, I take off my headphones and I go in the other room and
Hmm.
look over once in
I
a
mean, it was
while.
pretty funny. I was getting pretty savage. It was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
Taratha got really savage. That's why Tolly kept not talking to you. Like, the more savage you got, the more stalwart she was and not speaking to you.
All right. So are the characters kind of all caught up as much as they intend to catch up in this moment?
For now, yes.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Flashback to the Ashina clan. As Willow is packing to leave, Anya is accompanying you. She has
Oh
already
yeah,
told.
there's another person with us.
Oh, she would not be with you right now. She refuses to go into the city unless she absolutely has to. So she has settled on waiting for you on in the road leading out of the city. Hmm.
Again, this is all selectively forgotten, anyways.
Mm-hmm. So,
Uh,
but you are, packing up to leave the Ashina clan. Zola is not in the tent at this moment, but you probably know that where she is. She's probably trying to well, not failing on her part. You give me an intelligence or an arcana check, Eric.
well, those are technically the same thing.
I mean, if you have proficiency in arcana.
6.
So you would know that it's not that she's doing anything wrong. It's not that the Ashina are dumb. There's just something blocking them. Like, almost like how, like, a monk can block, people from being able to move by hitting just the right pressure point. So you know that there's something up that's preventing the Ashina from being able to use magic in the way that Zola and other people are able to use magic. But she still gets up and teaches them every day because that's what Willow told her to do. So you can imagine that she's, sitting in sort of like the makeshift, like, not like there is a proper like schooling area, but she's not a real teacher, so there's like a makeshift spot where she teaches.
Well, I'll go and I'll pull her aside.
What?
Heading out today.
All right. When you coming back?
Now, again, this might be cognitive dissonance moment, but Willow intends to return after going to the other clan.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. It depends on how long this will take. And then we can head home.
All right. Sure thing, Aunt Willow.
I think I had things to say in my head, but I got flustered early in the session, so I don't remember what they were. Willow will look Zola up and down. So when I get back,
Yeah.
I'll tell you more about your mom. All right? Anything you want to know.
I'm not gonna lie, Willow, that's a weird promise. Like, maybe when you get back, you'll apologize for making me stay here for so long.
I don't think that'll happen.
I'm laughing. She's just keeping a straight face. And she'll go, well, I'm mad at you, but I hope everything goes well, Aunt Willow.
Me too. If I happen to die, you don't have to stay here, by the way.
I wasn't planning on it.
All right, good. But
Leia, your face! She just went off. Sorry.
It'll go a lot smoother if you earnestly try to make this place a home.
Well, we'll see. I got plans.
What do I think she means by plans?
You could give an insight.
Have it. Fuck this dice. 12.
I mean, she's definitely the scheming sort. She has plans, and you believe that she has plans.
Think.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yep.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just like, what?
They went silent.
Wow, Aunt Willow, you got real quiet.
Don't do anything stupid. Oh, look.
Sounds good.
I'll telepathically say in her mind, and by the way, I love you. And then and
And then you'll hear back, I love you too, Aunt Willow. And as you head out, Anya gives you a look and she's like, well, you're looking extra serious.
I always look like a bitch.
Well, you're not wrong. Let I don't know if the sister clan is gonna like that. We'll see. We'll see who gets to be the face of the Western Ashina.
No, certainly not you,
All right.
and certainly not me. Pick the two worst people to go,
Well,
and that's why we're the best people to go, because we're expendable.
and she'll give you a look and she'll go, well, speak for yourself, friend. I mean,
We'll see.
I'm not saying you're the worst. I'm just saying I value myself higher than that.
I value you higher than that too. You know, I had my pick of the litter, and I picked you.
Well, thanks. I always wanted to go on a trip with a stranger to a dangerous place that I've never been to.
And where
For
they're gonna
months at a
probably
time.
kill us because they have a vendetta against us
I
from
suppose.
eons past.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for picking me out of the litter, friend.
Yeah, I figured you were the most likely to sneak away.
That's true.
Shit hit the fan. But don't worry, we're gonna have a real powerful wizard with us. Might come in handy.
What's she like?
Oh, you won't like her at all.
I love it.
Leia, can you come back now? Or are you still hiding your head in shame?
I'm not hiding my head in shame. I couldn't control my face. And I was like, ah!
Yeah, I love it. What's everyone else wanting to, I mean, including Willow, what would you want to accomplish in the city before you leave for another several months?
Obviously.
I am really thinking about being a big jerk.
Oh, how?
Yeah, changing the locks.
Oh. You should do it. Do it.
You should just. You're so gung ho about it. I have to think if my character would do that.
Uh-huh. Corey, were saying something.
Yeah, I gotta check in my boys, my Alistair and my Captain Bach.
Sounds good. Leia, if it's sorry, I don't want to go on stream with PM, so if you could Facebook message me so I could go on my phone, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who do you go to first, Alistair or Bach?
Alistair.
All right. Alistair, as always, is in the study, working diligently, poring over his calendar to see which events he plans to attend and which ones he will not.
So what's on the cutting board this month, Alistair?
Sorry, I was just responding to Leia. He'll look up and he'll go, well, I think I've rubbed enough elbows. Maybe I ought to start moving forward. Making plans to, instead of being an ally, make myself someone that people want to ally with.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, I am The DM did not think how he's gonna do that. 1 second.
We
Well,
can also resolve Alistair's stuff over chat if you want. That's perfectly fine.
yeah, I mean, I didn't have like huge plans for him, but your conversation would essentially be like, I mean, he is looking to. Actually, I know. I intend to squash the forces that have proven themselves loyal to my father.
Interesting. And who remains loyal to your father, not you?
Well, Taratha. I think that's information I'm not inclined to share right now.
I'll find out one way or another. But
I'm
if you want my
sure.
help on it, I'm sure you could speed up this process. But that's perfectly fine. I'm assuming you're getting at the age, anyways, where you kind of want to pick your own battles and handle them yourself. Am I wrong?
That is correct, Taratha. You are a very capable advisor, but an advisor is all I would wish to have right now. I do not intend on expanding your services. We have seen what happens when you overexpand yourself.
And what happens?
Well, you make things quite complicated for me. It has taken me quite some time to get over what you did. But I am over it.
I expanded your influence, and you should be grateful for that.
With the wrong people.
You can only stay walled up in this city for so long, and well, again, you should not let your advisor go to areas without proper knowledge of the obligations or lack of obligations you have in that area. I acted accordingly, and you made us agree with that or be upset about that, and that's perfectly fine. But that only happened because you withheld information from me. You should know I am first and foremost always your surrogate until you relinquish me of my duty.
Now, just above table, do you mean like surrogate as in like an all sort of like so like
representation? Like I represent the Alcott because of I am your advisor.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure I understood that correctly.
Like a Secretary of State kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. He will stare at you a long time, Taratha. And he will go, I refuse to let my pride get the better of me. If you continue to let that happen to you, then I may have to relinquish your duties. I would prefer that not to happen.
Well, regardless of how you feel, you do know that I have now set up some pretty powerful relations between Vara and the other city whose name I have now forgotten. Bucrel. And I think that perhaps you should follow up on those connections. I just spent the last couple months with the Montgomerys, and they're excited to know you, Alistair. They did not care for your father. The only reason anyone ever cared for your father is because of the position he was in. He was not a likable man. You, more than anyone, should know that. So I hope that you can look towards these families and see an opportunity, because they still are in their positions of power, and you can leverage that, and you should.
To clarify, Taratha, the Montgomerys were at the party that you represented me at?
Many families were, but yes, the Montgomerys were among them, and I was with them on the sojourn to the second meteor.
Understood. You are dismissed. From today, not now. Like not
I'm
forever.
Just like, whoa.
Yep. Sorry, he meant like this. And Taratha, there's a going away package for your journey. You will find it on your way out.
Sorry, 1 second.
Hmm. While we wait for Corey on that one, Willow, did you decide whether or not you were gonna change the
No.
logs?
No, Willow's not Kelly. No. I leave a letter on her bed.
Got it.
Sorry, I'm back.
All right. So he just said that there's like just a small going away package for your journey. When you leave the room, you notice a basket that has several very expensive wines in it, as well as tea imported from Taizhou, which is a hot commodity around here.
Oh, he knows exactly how to push my buttons. But I can't resist such delicacies.
Word. Before we get to the goblins, Leia, what's Tali doing?
Tolly is obviously gonna go check in on the caravan, go to the bar, which is the tavern where she will sleep. In the day or days, however many we had before this particular meeting. She's swapping out a bunch of the stuff for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. She said, I mean, like, it's just general kind of goodbye rather than like finding individual people to say goodbye to.
And actually, Bing Bam does come up to you and he'll go, "So did you remember the taffy? You know, the water for the taffy?"
Yes, she would have though. She would have remembered. Can we say that happened?
Yes.
Because Leia forgot, but she would not have.
I know. I mean.
Yes, actually, there's a whole thing that I
Yeah.
would like to, if you will allow me, if we're gonna do that.
What's
Because
up?
if we're at the water, being who she is, as a water ganassi. There are things that I would like to have happen there, but I need to check with you before I just like make them canon on stream. But yes, she will give him the water, and yeah, I mean everyone in the place would like all the people in the caravan who know her would notice like things have fucking changed.
Yep.
Quite massively. Also, aesthetic is gonna be like the ocean and water and like all that stuff. Kind of really leaning into that. That part of her, like instead of kind of like symbols of the gods and stuff, it's more like symbols of who she is. Taking on that piece of it and just going balls to the wall as Tali does. That is the only way she knows how to live her life.
That was incredible.
It's very metal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that is every piece that she picks up, whatever it is all going to be tied back to the sea and to water and that kind of aesthetic. So yeah.
And Bing Bam will look you over with your new aesthetics, and like he noticed, like I feel like he's someone that notices but won't like. I mean, he'll listen if you actively like want to talk to him about like stuff that's wrong, but he's not the type that asks what's wrong. So he'll just like look you up and down, and he'll go, "You're like your own little oasis there."
Yep. Yes, I am.
New look, good look. Could be worse. Could be better.
Better than black.
I suppose.
In the desert.
You I guess your other bluish friend is rubbing off on you.
One could say that.
Yup. Well, we're gonna miss you, but I'll Okay, I'll figure something out to do for you when you get back if you do something for me.
What do you want?
Well, you know the caravan hasn't really gone that far out as you're saying you're going, so take some cartography tools with you and let us know what you see. Map it out.
Can do.
Cool. And you know that, and you can make checks. The better the map, the better the reward when Tali gets back. So, that is all.
Okay. Cool.
And then, Willow, anything else that you would want to do before you depart?
No.
Taratha, you go to meet up with Bach, where you would expect him and his goblin folk to be, and they are nowhere to be found.
That son of a bitch. Well, I'm gonna scry on that motherfucker.
All right. What's the percentile they have to roll, right? Or do
No
It's,
percentile. It's just a save.
It's a save, but let's see. He's going to have a minus like shit ton because I know him extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Gotta pull up Bach's character sheet.
Yeah, it's gonna be -5 to whatever he rolls.
Sounds good. And it's a wisdom check?
Yes, pretty sure it's.
Oh yeah, that was an
Yep,
8 on
wisdom.
the die. So you are scrying on him. You see him sitting in a cell. It seems
Like
to
a
be.
jail cell.
Mm-hmm. He seems to be in one of the, like, nicer prisons. Like, he is, and when I say nicer prisons, like one that is not like your average, like, drunkard getting put in a cell because they got into a bar fight. This is like a very sort of tactical move that's being made, and it's well guarded.
Well, time to go talk to good boy buddy.
So, what's it called? Do you take the party with you?
They want to come. It's up to them.
Would you petition to help?
prison?
To go see Good Boy Buddy.
I don't give a fuck about Good Boy Buddy, but Anya's waiting for us on the road outside of town.
Yep.
Is this before? Is this all happening before?
But if this could happen
Yeah.
like the day before, because I arrived the morning of, but they might not. Actually, I would just send. Actually, it doesn't matter. I already left the letter. I would have just sending them, said meet us on the road.
Mm.
But it doesn't matter now.
So I'm going to say that, Corey, you have 5 minutes to talk to Good Boy Buddy. So by 2:58, if you do not have him convinced to help you, it will be lost. If yes, then we will resolve what you learned from Captain Bach if you free him over text. So
Okay.
you arrive at the station, you check in your wizard's book, and you go through all of the, TSA-like things. You knock on the door, and Good Boy Buddy is currently painting. You can see that he is on break. He's like practicing his fine motor skills with his new thumbs. Oh,
Well. That's quite nice.
why, thank you. I've been practicing hard. It's good to see you, Taratha. It's been a long time.
It has it not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hate to rush this, but I'm here to ask about compatriot of mine, a Bach. He might go by General Bach, but Bach nonetheless.
Well, I am not familiar with that name. Can you describe the situation a little bit better so I can see
He's a
what's
goblin,
going on?
and he's in prison.
Well, was he doing something illegal?
That's why I'm here to talk to you. I have no idea. I just know that he's in prison.
Of course, I can pull the records. Just give me a few minutes. And he'll go to where the, files are kept. He'll come out and he will say, "Well, it looks like the goblin was caught in the lower parts of the library, which is a very serious offense. It is the restricted section."
And I understand that, but I was wondering if there was a way we could maybe, I don't know, find a way to put him on some sort of probation. He's a goblin. I hate using this word, but it's rather true. He's quite illiterate. He probably lost himself down there and meant no harm, absolutely.
He seemed pretty intelligent to us. We were
Well,
able to tell that he knew that he was not supposed to be down there.
well, yes, he probably was trying to be a petty thief and make off with something valuable. It's an area that screams value, but it doesn't. Perhaps the true value of that area probably was not well known to him.
That is
He lived on
true.
the outskirts of town.
But we have reason to believe that he was working for someone, and we must get who he was working for because it is a very serious offense to go to the restricted section without a permit.
That's quite alarming. Um, quite alarming indeed. Who do you think he might be working for?
Well, Taritha, that is someone else's job. I am just the keeper of the information of who is doing things right and who is going on making deals under the table.
Indeed, I'm not trying to get a deal under the table. I'm just curious. Who might I talk to? That is handling Bach's case.
Well, that is something that I cannot give you, Taritha. I am sorry.
Why is that?
It is because we have to protect the identities of all people on an ongoing investigation, because we don't want people to make decisions based on things that we have not deemed to be accurate without a doubt.
So even the cop in charge of the case, I can't speak to them. That's highly unusual.
Well, it is to protect their lives because they work on very high profile cases as well, and it would be a shame for a misjustice to be had.
I can't disagree necessarily with that. Well, is there any chance I can speak to Bach? Or at least help him get some sort of representation?
I can permit you 2 minutes in the cell with him.
Sounds good.
So you got until 3 o'clock. You are in the cell with Bach. It's across town. Many security measures, but you are now in front of the cell with Captain Bach. And he perks up. Little goblin ears perk up when he sees you.
How are you doing, Bach?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I guess not that okay, but I'm alive.
You are alive.
I forget his voice from the last time, so it's completely different.
It's close enough. What were you doing in the library?
And he'll look around at the guards, and then look at you like, bruh.
Like, Bach, you know you can't read, right? Were you just trying to make some money? Because if you need money, I can help you get money.
Yeah, I was making money.
Bach. One second, 1 second. Bach, well, you need representation. I have a personal account that you can bill whatever you need to. Make sure to do that, and please write to me. I want to make sure that you are well.
You got it, boss.
Where are your compatriots?
And he's gonna look at the guards and look at you again and shrug.
Shame. Well, Bach, you are a dear, dear friend, and I hope you're not in here long. If there's anything you need from me, do not hesitate to reach out. And I turn to the guards. He has the ability to send letters, correct?
They'll nod, but they are all screened.
You cut off there, Kelly.
They do, but they are all screened.
As they should be. Well, Bach, please do reach out if you need.
He will nod. And you head out, and you join your party. We fast forward to the party leaving the city. I imagine Willow is the one kind of leading them out. The two of you see another person that looks very much like Willow. She's like on the taller side, very lanky, but sort of like a runner build. So she has muscle even though she's very thin. She's got an undercut and a ponytail. Sort of like Sokka from Avatar. She has tan skin, white hair, and blue eyes, just like Willow does. And she is dressed in leather armor and a sort of like a cloak just over to keep her arms from getting hit by the sand. And they are wrapped just, to also continue protecting her arms from just getting whipped by the sand and the wind. And she'll give a wave and look to Willow, and she'll go, well, I can guess which one's the wizard.
Sure, if
That's
you
about
want
it.
to.
Oh no,
Who's
she
this?
just, that was a statement more than a...
Would you have told us about her before we got there?
Yeah, I'd say that there's another member of the Sheena clan who is going with us.
And she'll extend her hand to Tali to shake.
Tali will shake.
And
sure.
she'll go, I'm Anya, and you must be Tali. And she'll put her hand back, kind of size you up, and go, you look different from what Willow described you. Less,
I probably didn't describe them at all, but sure.
I mean, she would
Sure.
have. She definitely would have like just gotten like a general overview at some point, like not like freely information, but just like
It's fine. It's fine. Keep going.
Yeah.
I don't mean to derail.
You're dressed a little differently, not so like ooh.
Yep.
And then she'll turn to Taratha and extend her hand. And you must be Taratha. I'm Anya.
I'll shake her hand. I am. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. So we ready to get this show on the road?
Yep.
I think we are.
All
Have
right.
you been briefed on the mission?
Yes. Willow, have you told them about what we're going out here for?
Yes.
I didn't realize there was a second thing that we were doing.
Second thing.
That's Tali in character.
Sorry.
100%. Mostly because she's just like, this entire thing is ridiculous. But anyway, continuing on.
So I'm gonna say you're having this conversation as you're walking out of the city, and Willow goes second thing. Does Taratha respond to that?
I said second thing.
And
Oh yeah, Taratha said second thing to Willow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does Willow respond to that?
I didn't realize there
I
was a
said I
second thing.
repeated second thing question mark.
Yeah.
Oh, who's gonna talk first?
Yeah. And then also above table, I'm not sure if Corey and Leia know why you're heading out, so I think a good explanation would help out with that as well.
They would
Yes.
know that there's another point.
What's
They
that?
would know that there's another clan that's maybe related to Sheena in some way, and that Willow is investigating.
Gotcha.
That's about all she knows. She knows that you guys are going to be at a lot more danger than she or Anya is going to be. She would say
So,
that.
does Anya know about
Or
the
less.
primary reason we're going up here?
Primary reason is to go see this clan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then, okay, we can say what is primary, what is secondary, but the reason why Holly and I are heading up there.
So, what's the reason that outsiders want to go see the old Ashina? I've been calling them the East Ashina. And
I don't know
we don't
why
really care
we
about
shouldn't
Kishina.
call them. We shouldn't even call them Ashina. That's not what they are. They're just weirdos.
That is, I don't even know what to call that, but that sounds very insulting. Regardless, you should be aware that we are contracted by the nobles of Brukrell, or whatever it's called, Brukrell, to make contact with a nation in the north, and make contact and try to find out how this civilization has been able to be a relative mystery up until very recently.
And Anya will look at Willow.
Be highly aggressive, and so yeah, you should be aware that of what you're getting yourself into.
She is going to look over to Willow with like a deadpan expression.
And Willow's going to look back at her with a deadpan expression. And then is going to telepathy to Taratha. For a smart person, you're really fucking stupid. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we even survive meeting them. Might not be even bones left to pick at. Tell your employers what we find.
Yeah, I mean,
we're sent up there to do.
I mean, from what I heard, there's some pretty gnarly trials that y'all are gonna have to do.
By y'all, you mean them two, or am I included in that?
No, yeah, you get the. I mean, I think with your meeting with the other one, Quen, you get the idea that you might get tested, but not in the same way that the outsiders would get tested.
Well, if you want to back out, I can finish that job for you. I give you a report, and then you can give that report to them. Otherwise, you can come with. Test your luck.
There is no luck. There is just making sure you do it right. But regardless, we are the ones that have to make contact.
What do I know about the people who are hiring out? These are my friends.
Well, unless the others did not tell you anything, you just know that they are archaeologists. They are generally, they seem to be like good people. They went up to Taizhou and explored the meteor there. They were able to find the second meteor, so they're, very good at what they do. You knew that they did not make any sort of contact whatsoever with the two civilizations that they found. So they seem to try and do things like the ethical way, but that's about all you know of them.
Well, well, we'll keep some of those feelings to herself regarding the conversation she had with Alistair now I guess a couple months ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to say here, other than I guess we just keep going. If Anya's uncomfortable, she could maybe persuade Willow to get dump these guys, but or to try to. I don't know, but I'm not going to do it of my own volition. They're useful traveling companions after all.
Sounds good. So you spend the day traveling. Anya is taking the role of scout for the party. She is the scout for the Ashina clan, where Willow is from. Let's see how good of a job she does. Yeah, does a pretty good job getting you through the day. Wow, that's two of the same roles. And seems to find a safe place for you to spend the night. Do you want to set up watches? Do you want to tiny hut it? Even if you do tiny hut, they are able to see, your hut. So I don't want you to feel safe, but I also don't want you to feel too threatened with, if you all sleep in the hut.
I'll take a watch,
Sure thing.
Tiny hut.
Anya would take a watch, so we would need 4 total. Or actually, okay, you're muted, Leia, but I imagine that you said that you were taking a watch. Anya is willing to take 2 watches. She is able to. And, so Willow, do you want to be, which watch do you want to take?
I'll just take, I'll take first watch.
Okay. And Tali, which watch are you taking?
Cool to take last watch.
Sounds good. Roll me a perception check, Willow.
21.
Okay. As you're walking through the, or, kind of skulking around camp through the night, you are able to see, large beasts in the sky, off far in the distance. They just seem to be traveling. If you want to do a nature check, you can. But
Sure.
They are gigantic. They are huge. They're like, dinosaur-like in size. Okay. And they're flying, but they don't seem to notice you. And your watch passes by without problem. Anya takes her watches. Tali, can I get a
I'll talk to Anya before I go to bed.
Okay. Sorry about that. And she'll nudge you as, or no, you'll nudge her to wake up. And, and actually she's not sleeping. She is almost in a meditative state. And she'll look over to you, as you approach. Is that time already?
Almost there.
All
Don't
right.
sleep much.
I don't. Don't need to.
Why is that?
Well, I let the dreams, the memories, the spirits rest for me. I still see their memories just like you do when you sleep, but it's more of a thought than a dream for me.
Well, all right.
But yeah. I mean...
You can trust Tally.
And what about your other?
She's trustworthy most of the time.
Yeah. She's a strange one. But, I mean, if you travel with her, I'll put some amount of trust, I suppose, but I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her.
Well,
I
maybe
don't know.
you
You
could,
could probably throw her pretty far.
especially considering she can fly. So you throw her,
Yeah.
and then she just keeps picking up air. All right.
You see
Well,
anything?
some fine beasts. Nothing to be afraid of.
Well, I wouldn't be afraid of much out here anyway.
Figured.
Get your beauty sleep, Willow. You need it if you're gonna keep frowning like that.
When you get a little bit older, you'll realize your face just gets stuck, and I'll go to sleep.
Nice. She'll get up, take her watches, and she'll go to Tali and gently nudge your shoulder. And she'll speak quietly and she'll go, found a few snakes. Guess we can make some dinner at breakfast out of it. And she'll kind of point to like a small pile of snakes that she hasn't had the chance to skin yet because she's too busy keeping watch. Willow says there were flying things, but I didn't see any. And
Alright.
she'll rest after that. Give me a perception check. God.
21.
Sorry, some harp just went a little out of tune. Scared me and the dog. You said 22?
21.
Oh, 21. You see a yeah, Bowie gets scared easily, I'm sorry. You see a scorpion scuttling around camp, and it goes towards Willow's sleeping pack as she's, resting, but you're able to stick it with a dagger before anything comes of it. And it is now daytime. What do you talk about as you, set up breakfast? As a heads up, you know that you are going to have to travel for anywhere between like 4 to 6 weeks before you reach the civilization. We're not going to play out everything, but I'm probably going to have like a week pass by after this.
I don't have anything to say.
Tali and Taratha?
Can I get a brief reminder of the specific task Mephistopheles set us on?
So the only description that you got was that. Sorry, it's really funny, Leia. I see Crystalli's hands behind you, and naturally I went, there's someone behind me, even though I was looking in your camera. But anyway, the only directions that you got from Mephistopheles was that there is a group of people who live in sleeping giants, and you have to wake them.
And then something about making sure the people who are resisting
Right.
to stop resisting. That's the part I was trying.
Sorry, that was Tali's more than yours. Tali,
Gotcha.
you were meant to make it so that those who resist this people are either convinced or disposed of. It doesn't matter to him how you choose to do that. It's just if there are those that oppose them or get in their way, it is your job to help this people.
That's why he's an awesome daddy. He gives you choices.
You're muted.
I know. Just no. No. I didn't really have any additions to that other than puking at the word daddy. Was there a question for me? Sorry.
No, I mean, it's just, do you say anything during breakfast? And I just want to make sure, above table, does Taratha or Tali talk to Willow about that goal? Or do they only talk about the ones that they're sent on by the Montgomerys?
So far, Taratha's only brought up the Montgomery.
Would Willow have a hunch that there may be something else going on?
Tali is not good at lying,
Yeah. That's the thing. Like
She
with
just has
Taratha, yeah.
she has no ability to hide. Like, you can tell that there is something else going on, and that Tali either doesn't want to tell you or doesn't know how. Because you know Tali pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
I would say you would assume it's the second, but
Yeah.
it's up to you to decide.
You don't know how to tell me. All right. So two things. One, every night while we're traveling, I will send a message to Zola,
Mm-hmm.
and two, just asking how she's doing. And two, maybe like 2 or 3 nights into the journey, on a watch where I am waking up Tali, I would ask her about that. There's more going on here, Tali. Mentally, mind link, But you want to talk about it? But yeah, so we don't have to necessarily role play that right now. I know we're at breakfast or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we could just say nothing's happening because I actually had stuff that would happen before the next, like, sort of like team check-in. So if you wanted to say that, if you wanted to do because there's some things that Zola would do in that week, so maybe that'll affect your conversation with Tali. Um, so one day about, let's say the next time you're talking is about 8 days into the journey. So 6 days in, you've gotten some like vague, responses from Zola. Like she's, talking to you, but you could sort of tell that she's a little distracted. One of the days she just responds like you ask her how she's doing, and ask her about her day, and she just like answers like just completely the wrong question. She gives you an answer, but not to the question that you asked. And then after on the 6th day, you get a sending from her that says, "Well, you oughta be proud, and you oughta be sorry." You can tell this is in response to the letter. And you can tell it's not an angry, it's just a, like, sort of trying to prove you wrong, like you told her to prove you wrong. And Eric, your camera pause. Oh, there we go. I just wasn't sure if you said anything.
I don't think I send any sendings for a couple weeks.
Oof. Oof. That is rough. We'll resolve like how she responds to that. Because like she still will like send to you occasionally, but yeah.
I might respond, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like eventually, like if after a couple of times where you don't like respond to like general
No,
chat.
I said I would respond.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to initiate.
Yeah, that's fine. And then Tali, earlier that day before it's the same day that Willow got that sending. Actually no, you would have gotten a sending the day before that just says, "I'm really sorry. I lost the scouts. I hope they're fine. I'm gonna figure this out. Don't worry. Got it." And then you could choose to respond if you would like to that.
She will send a sending to the scouts that
Mm-hmm.
says you fucking you, you fucking lost her. You better find her, and if she dies, holy crap.
Sorry, one sec.
Okay.
Bubba.
If she dies, it's on you.
Sounds good. And
We'll send back to her. We'll send back to her like, you got this.
And then the next morning, you'll get a sending from her. "I made it back. Still can't find the scouts, but I'll go wherever your friends are. Where in the city are they?
I don't know why I can never remember the name of
Guards
this
Cross?
bar, but yes, she would send her to the bar.
Okay, sounds good. And then that'll be that. And now we are at Willow waking Tolly.
Also, Tolly would just be more silent than usual. She doesn't talk much anyway, but like even more quiet just generally on this journey. But yeah, you can wake her up.
Hey,
Also, question for y'all before we get into that: how much are we overlapping with Chrisley's voice? Like, is it hard to understand?
I hardly hear her at all.
Okay, good.
well, I know you guys are keeping something. What's up? All mine links, so you know.
Hmm.
You can tell that she is awake and that she has heard you and that she has not responded yet. Because words fail her normally, and in this case, super lots. Leia doesn't know how to respond to this, and neither does Tolly, and so I'm having a really hard problem.
I love this.
I'm sorry, because it doesn't make for a good audio.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. When I edit this 7 years from now, I could cut out and make it just a 3-second pause instead of literally 20 seconds.
Well, Saturn isn't here anymore.
Black Saturn doesn't exist.
I'm not really sure.
You're not
don't know
wrong.
if we got.
You don't know. You didn't ask.
Didn't ask.
You
Didn't
could if
wanna
you
know.
want, but
don't know if he got dead or I just don't have a connection with him anymore. Could be either.
Is this related to the dog?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. Apparently Boomer was an abomination.
Well.
And no, I'm enthralled to an archdevil, so it's all fine and good.
I don't really know what that means, but
Neither do I. It's fine.
that's not exactly what I was asking about. But it's good to know. Talking about why are you guys coming up this way?
Because that's the deal I made with an archdevil.
Oh.
See, it all is related.
What does the archdevil want with these people?
Just gotta convince them to do their job.
What does that mean?
I don't really know.
Scaring me a little bit.
Me too.
Is this archdevil killable?
No.
Fuck. I knew bringing you guys on this was a mistake.
We don't have to travel together.
Hmm.
We were all going one way or another, though.
You're so bad at lying. I don't want to try to tell him mistruths to disconnect us.
I am very bad at lying, and I am not lying.
Oh, I know. Well, fuck. Well, if you can sleep, you can go ahead and take another rest, because I'm not gonna be able to sleep for a while.
To you.
Zola managed to get out without your help.
So she's safe.
No. At least. Not in the right way. And Willow's done talking.
Okay.
I mean, if you have something else to say, but well, you see Willow's, deep in thought.
She's gonna ask what she means by not in the right way.
Like everyone, she's not safe from inertia.
From what?
Inertia.
Mm.
She wouldn't be safe from that anywhere.
Who knows? I've spent a life just pushing people away. Maybe that's what I'm doing now. And at that point, Willow will actually cut the mind link.
Oof.
She's not mad at you. She actually does believe that you didn't help.
Yeah. No.
And she'll probably even leave the bubble and go sit outside.
Against Holly's better judgment, she will not follow Willow.
Sounds good.
Have we gotten into any fights in these last days?
You would have gotten into some, but like not. It's all small things. Maybe some coyotes come after you, or some sand bandits, attempt to get the best of you, but you swiftly dispose of them in the way that you choose to.
I have a question for you then. Was that sure thing that you put on there for all of that stuff?
The what?
The sure thing you put on?
Yeah.
For everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Tale's powers have changed significantly. She no longer does necrotic damage. She does lightning and thunder.
Alright, so she's like no longer a grave cleric or whatever.
She's no longer a death cleric, yeah.
Death cleric, yeah.
And like,
I mean, it fits so well for the desert too. But anyway,
it does. Yeah, it like what's happening right now is like, and it's so like I think Taratha probably would have seen this change slowly over time. That's the way that because we spent 6 weeks in the desert after all that shit went down. So they went to the sea to go collect a bunch of water, and when she was there, she spent a long time in the water. And when she came out with a new weapon, cutlass that looks really really cool. That's what she uses.
Are you a warlock? Oh, you're still a cleric.
I'm still a cleric.
But it's the most warlock cleric build you could make.
Yeah, pretty much. And when she gets back, she trades in all of her other stuff. The scythe never came back with her at all, but the rest of it, she traded in for various things that all have water motif. Um, and basically, over the course of 6 weeks, her power slowly morphed from using necrotic and like death magic to storm, um, water and lightning and thunder. Kind of fully coming into being a water ganassi and saying "fuck you" to gods more generally.
Water.
Water, bitches.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's Willow would have seen it as a pretty massive shift, but Taratha would have seen the slower progression.
Sounds good.
My dad brings out the best in people.
Did you just say what did you just say about bringing out the best in people?
My daddy brings out the best in people.
Ah! Stop saying daddy. It might be your daddy, but it's not her daddy. So gross.
Pretty close.
And the best part is, like, Taratha does not know officially yet, unless Tali
Nope.
mentioned. Would Tali have, like, asked Taratha about, like, yo, this guy says he made you?
No, because he said that so Taratha couldn't hear,
Yep.
and she doesn't know what Taratha knows and doesn't know, and is weirded out.
Yep.
Like,
I
one of
just
the
wanted
reasons why she doesn't talk about it is because she's really weirded out by this
So-
entire thing. Yeah.
Sounds good. Taratha, you get a message or letter from a hawk at some point during your journey. Like, it could be like this morning, or like, as you're waking up, there's a hawk resting in front of your tiny hut, and it outstretches a leg where there's a little rolled up note, and you recognize it as Alistair's handwriting. And it essentially says that a bunch of goblins showed up at his doorstep. Don't do it again, but they're in the shed for when you get back. That's about
Taratha
it.
has a nice sensible chuckle, like reading the Sunday newspaper, and smiles.
Yep. All right. Give me 1 second.
They're in the shed. That's fucking adorable.
Yeah. Well, he's not letting them in the house.
Hey,
That's
a
for
shed
sure.
is perfectly fine for them.
Yep. And you're sure that there's plenty to that story, but he wrote it quite tersely. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have us. I'm gonna share my Clip Studio Paint, so you can't see my DM notes. Give me 1 second. There we go. So what's the marching order as you are heading out that day? I'm going to say by default, Anya is going to be like always ahead of y'all, as the scout.
I'll be right behind her.
Sounds good. Tali.
Probably hanging back with Tali.
Yeah, I take up rear.
Like, are you gonna be like here and then Tali here?
Oh, sorry, I need to go watch the stream.
I'm not on the stream at all.
Y'all are the
You
worst.
just
Didn't know we were doing the stream.
Oh no, there's no stream.
I'm
You
very
just click
confused.
the
Oh.
stream
No,
on
no, no.
Discord. Go to
Not stream. The stream on Discord. Yeah. Do you know how to join a stream on Discord?
just click the video chat thing and then just click stream. That's what I did.
I don't know that I would be in a line. Like, if I can avoid being in a line, I would stand like to the left or right of Taratha.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah. That is 2 awful stealth checks on these things. So as you are walking, 1 second. The sun goes dark for a moment. I think this is the right size. Can someone remind me? Gargantuan. How many spaces
15
is
by
that?
15 or bigger.
All right. I wish this would let me make it bigger. Oh well. The sun goes dark for a moment as two gargantuan, prehistoric-looking large birds swoop down from the
Did
heavens.
did we fail some perception checks or something? Sorry,
They're
I'm just
not. They're
confused.
not.
How did they get so close without us noticing them? That's all.
They have a large fly speed. You're not getting surprised by them.
Okay.
They
Okay.
are just swooping down, and this is what you're getting mid swoop. Because I mean their fly speed is ridiculous. So they are currently 60 feet. No. Yeah, they're currently 60 feet in the air, and these are their positions as they sort of let out this huge caw and start, or screech rather, and start swooping down. Let's roll for initiative.
8.
23. Or no,
Okay.
sorry, 21.
Okay, and Tali?
17.
Nice. All right, first up is Willow. What do you do?
So are they low enough to hit with melee attacks, or are they still pretty high up?
They are 60 feet in the air.
All right, I'm gonna move between Anya and the bird so that it attacks me instead of her, hopefully. So yeah, like somewhere like there. I will I will pull out my cotton ball and the bad news, and I'm gonna go ahead and I will action surge. Or
Nice.
I'll bonus action use fighting spirit, and so that I have advantage on all attacks.
Okay.
And then I just need to find my pencil. I can't find it right now. Okay, I know what to do. So I'll mark off the fighting spirit in a moment. So we'll do the first one shot with bad news. All right, natural 19.
Yep, that'll hit him.
Plus stuff. All right, so do you want me to do damage in between, or do you want me to just keep going?
Keep going. They
With
have no
Okay.
resistances, no nothing. It's just all damage is
So
equal.
then 4 shots with cotton ball, which will unload it completely.
Oh my god.
So that'll be 20, 23, or 24, sorry. 22.
Yep.
26.
Yep.
And ooh, that's not good. 17.
That will still do it.
All right, so those all hit, and then she has one extra attack. So she'll whip out like one of her hip guns that are like one of the bad ones from the olden days, because it's kind of a waste to do the reload action this turn, I think, because she's using the fighting spirit and has advantage, and that'll be a natural 18.
Yep.
So all right, so all the attacks will hit. So you guys just watch as Willow rushes forward, dives in the sand, pulls out one gun, poof, like big shot, then pulls out 2 pistols, two, and just like firing up into it. All right, let's roll for damage. So bad news does 13 plus 5. So bad news does 18 damage.
Just tell me it all at the end.
All right.
It's like fucking Taratha with her animate objects.
130, 44.
And that one, I believe, is on deck.
62.
Yeah. And it is pissed.
76. And then 87 damage.
Oh my god.
I mean, some pretty good rolls in there. So yeah, it's just like boom, 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 and it's too big. It's too easy to hit with her thing. So she's just firing out, and then the last thing that she'll do if you'll allow her, she'll toss that last gun she was holding and
Mm.
pull out the flame tongue.
I'm saying you got too much going on. You
Okay,
already
too much going on.
swapped
That's
weapons
fine.
mid thing.
That's fine.
It swoops down 60 feet plus 15 towards
If you want,
you.
I can pull out the last attack and just reload. I'll pull out the last attack. Drop. No. I won't switch weapons. I'll just pull out the last attack because that required pulling out a second weapon, and instead I'll reload it with the last attack. So just drop 11 damage from that.
Okay. So it swoops down, and what it's going to do is it is going to first try and bite you. And that will be a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that will be... One second, gotta find the d8s. 26 damage, piercing.
Okay.
And then it is going to try and hit you with its talons. And that will be a 26 as well, which I imagine will hit.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a pencil so I can write this all down.
It's all good. 7, 21.
All right, so total of 47.
Yep. And then you are now grappled by it, and it flies 45 feet in the air
Go.
with you.
Perfect.
Yep. Next up is Rock 2, who is going to it's gonna go for Anya because she is currently... One second. Or I'm gonna have it make an intelligence check. Yeah, it's gonna go for Anya. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And it's gonna do the same thing. And hit her both times. I'm going to do that math. And then it flies... So 60 plus 40 is... And flies 20 feet in the air. It is now Tali's turn. I'm going to calculate the damage for Anya while I do that.
Okay. Sorry. I'm going to expand my... Okay. Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just go up and whack it.
You cannot just go up and whack it. They are both in the air.
Oh.
One is
Okay.
20
Need a
feet.
range
One is 40 feet.
Do they both have someone in their hand in their claws?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I have a bunch of spells that I didn't have before, guys. So we're gonna have to give me 2 seconds. All right.
Do you want to delay your turn this round, and then we could go to Anya and
Yes.
Taratha?
Sure.
All right. Anya is going to make 2 attacks on the thing that is currently grabbing her. Hit once. 1 second. Or actually, yeah, she would do that because, yeah, she can't do anything about that. And, oh wait, she's bummed. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm just gonna roll.
Can grappled beings make like dex saves and stuff?
They can. I think they just have disadvantage. Tali, do you know what you want to do, or do we want to go to Taratha?
I know what I want to do.
Okay.
because Tolly just is she's balls to the walls now. That's just her whole being. So,
Nice.
I'm gonna go with Call Lightning
Nice.
at 5th level.
Oh my god.
And I'm also going to use a channel
Mhm.
divinity, which for Tempest Cleric allows me to do max damage with lightning or thunder.
Oh my god.
So she's just gonna do 5d10 to both these fucks.
Oh
Everyone
my
has to
god.
make everyone has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Do I have to?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh my god.
And it does max damage to me as well.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh
All right,
man.
dexterity saving throw.
And I think grappled. I forget if grappled has disadvantage. I think it does, but I don't
I'll
want.
go. I'll go look it up.
I'll double check. I think it's actually restrained, but
Well, I think restrained just by default fails, but grappled.
Grappled speed condition becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. That's all it does.
Oh,
Grappled
okay.
creature speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed.
yeah. So I'm fine.
Oh, this is not rolling. I'm just gonna.
So I rolled a 16. That does not save, correct?
No.
Yeah.
I am going to use a Indomitable
Uh-huh.
to re-roll a failed saving throw.
Nice.
It's worse, so it doesn't matter.
No! I'm sorry.
Anya's
Sorry,
fine
sorry.
because I started rolling on D&D Beyond, but it didn't do anything, so I rolled a dice, and then I took the dice roll and I looked up and saw that she failed on D&D Beyond. But I'm gonna take the dice roll because my intent was the dice, and I didn't realize until after. But Anya's fine.
All good. Hoping that these giant creatures have.
And she's a rogue,
Oh,
so
I have to-
she's gonna
yeah.
split it.
Low,
And
low
actually,
dex. That's what I'm hoping right now.
Yeah, they do. That's a 16 and a 12.
Yes.
So
I take
5-0
50 damage. All right.
Oh my god.
She ain't giving no fucks today.
I'm fine.
One of them's bloodied. The other one not so much. Taratha.
What? One have more HP than the other?
The one did not take
Cool.
70 damage to start with.
The one that's bloodied is the one bloodied holding our dear friend Willow.
Yup. God.
Kelly.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just marveling at the amount of HP these bastards have. But yeah.
They need it. I did 80 something. Tali just did 100 damage.
Yeah. But yeah,
Is
the
that
one
what-
that is more hurt has Willow.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Disintegrate on it, and it's automatically gonna fail with a 4, so it's gonna
Yes!
take 90 damage.
Yes.
That's still not enough. But you rolled
You're
9.
kidding me.
You rolled 9-0.
Well, it was just bloodied, and it took 100 and.
At that point, I had done
20
I had done
points.
80 something damage.
So
Yeah.
it has over. If you've done 80, Tally did 100 to it.
Oh no,
no,
Tali
Tali
did
did
50.
50. It had. I said she did
Oh.
100 because she hit 2 things for 50. So like,
Yeah.
I counted their HP pool as one
Gotcha.
big thing for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But she also did 50 to me, so.
Yo.
Hands up in the air.
Sorry.
If you think about it, she really did 50 because she subtracted from our own pool 50 as well.
Or if you look at it a different way, 150.
150 damage, yes.
Yo.
Tempest Clerics, baby.
Tempest Clerics, baby. Also, yeah, she also now wrecks in battle, just so everyone knows. That's like.
Nice.
She is.
We are
She's
a
a free
complete
woman.
striker comp. All
She
we
has a
do
20
is
23 AC now.
Oh my god.
Tempest Clerics are fucking nasty.
They are nasty.
Yo.
They are.
But so you cast Disintegrate. Do you move or anything?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Willow, it is your
I
turn.
have a contingency for 10 days. I'm Gucci.
It's been. I imagine you recast it the same contingency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm grappled by this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Range attacks are not going to be too good for me. So I will drop the gun,
Mm-hmm.
and I will stabby stab twice with bonus action. Turn on the flame tongue as I
Mm-hmm.
draw it. So I just dropped the gun. It's falling into the sand, the cotton ball. Unless you think it's fair if I could holster it, but I'm like grappled and flying through the air. So
Yeah. I would say like you could jab it in between its talons if you want to have it for later, but it's not going to be like
can I just
holstered.
like jam it in my like pants or something? I
Or
don't know.
something.
Anyways,
Like you could jam it, but you can't like put it in a holster. You can like for flavor, yes, it's put away, but it's not put away neatly.
okay. And I'll activate flame tongue, and I have get 3 attacks a turn, so that's pretty cool. So I will attack 3 times.
Nice.
Um, so that's terrible. Sorry, I don't remember what flame tongues plus 9. 14.
Does not do it.
17.
Does do it.
15.
That
Nope,
does do
nope.
it.
No.
What?
Sorry, it's not 15. It is 15. Plus 6 plus 9 is 15.
Yes.
That does it.
Yep.
Okay. So, are they resistant to fire damage?
They are not.
Okay, so
Just roll
it
that
does.
foam.
Yeah, yep. So 12 plus 14. What's 12 plus 14? It does 26 slashing damage, and then it does 6, 7, 13 fire damage. So 26, 39 damage.
How do you want to do it?
My fucking death.
You are 40 feet in the air. You are going to fall. What does anyone have anything to stop Willow from falling?
I do. It's not my turn.
Well, she's going to hit the ground before your turn. Do you have feather fall?
Nope. I'd love
It's fine. Just let me hit the ground. How much damage do I take?
I mean, luckily
She's got levitate. She's got levitate.
9 points.
What? Seriously? Was it all ones?
Was it? Oh, it's 2d6.
I thought it was 1d6 per 5 feet fallen. So I
thought it was 1d6 for 10. So let me just.
All right, well, let me just like falling damage D&D. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. No, it is 1d6. It is 1d6 for every 10.
Yeah. So you take 9 points of falling damage.
And I land. I just like.
It was really.
You guys just hear a sickening thud in the sand as it's like Willow just falls 40 feet and just cracks, lands on her back.
Oof. Next up.
Hey, that rock has advantage on attacks against me.
Yeah, but I mean, currently the other rock has actually it's going to fly 120 feet up and then drop on you. So that is going to be. Oh, what's the max
I've seen
falling?
these tactics before.
I know.
20 d6 is the maximum. So
it's 16
I doubted
d6.
What?
Because it's 100 and oh sorry, I'll take off the last 2. It's 140, not 160, because it was only 20 feet. So I'm gonna take off 8 from that number.
What is flying up and dropping?
The rock picked up Anya, flew up really high, and dropped her.
Actually, it would attack first and then drop. Now that I'm thinking about it, so oof, that is a crit. Luckily, on the bright side, she had too much health for it to properly. But yeah, she. 1 second, it's not letting me do it. Anyway, yeah, you watch it bite her with its beak, and just it gets like right in her throat and just tears into her, and then flies up really high and drops her, and you hear a second sickening crunch. Tali, what do you do?
Wait. Yeah, like is there a way for Taratha to like cast anything to save that one? Because she's
Not her
fallen
turn.
from real high up.
It's
Is the rock
only
down here
the
now,
only
or is
thing.
it like all the way? Is it 140 feet
It is
in the air?
140 feet in the air. The only thing
Cool.
that could stop something like that is Featherfall, which she does not have,
Okay.
or a
In
reaction spell that could do something similar.
that case, I mean, the bird is not within reach of me with any of my spells. I don't think so. I think the most I have is 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna do mass healing word.
Sounds good. I mean, that'll stop Anya from dying.
How do I have no D4s? What is happening right now?
Hmm.
I think mass healing word is still just 1d4, but just double check real fast. Yeah, so it's gonna be 9 points for
Sounds good.
Anya and Willow.
There we go. All right. And do you move at all?
No.
Sounds good. Taratha, it is your turn. Oh, no,
Toll the
wait,
Dead.
It
Okay,
is.
never mind.
Sorry, it's Anya's turn. She gets up. That's about all she could do. But now it's Taratha's turn.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the dude.
What's the
the
range
rock.
on that?
How far away am I from the rock?
Over 160 feet.
Oh, well, you know, what can you do? Well, I guess I'm chilling for a round.
Sounds
You
good.
have, I mean, you could fly up if you wanted to hit it, but I understand.
Do you want to
There's
fly
no way
up?
to get up to that level and also cast a spell. I don't think she'd just be able.
No,
to
I'm just gonna let it come to me.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hold a spell?
I mean, but once I'm done with my turn, it's the next round.
Yeah.
So like, holding
But
doesn't really mean anything.
Holding holds until your next turn.
Are you sure? I thought it was only
I'm
until
100% sure. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make sense, right? Like, ready in action. Sometimes you want to get jumping for first. You decide what perceivable circumstance will trigger reaction. Then you choose an action. When you're ready to spell, you cast as normal but holds this energy. Yeah, which lets you act using your reaction before the start of your next turn.
There you go.
So yeah, you can ready an action and then you get it back. You just if you just don't spend it by your next turn, then you lose it, and you have to use your reaction to cast the spell. But if you could use your reaction for something else, then you just can't do it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
All right.
1 second. Yeah, I'll hold a spell
Which spell?
once it gets within 60 feet. Toll the Dead.
Sounds good. Willow, what do you do?
I'll get up, which will take half of my movement.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will walk 15 feet to stand over my prone friend's
She's not prone.
Anya. All right, then I'll just get next to her, and then I've got cotton ball in my hand. And how far away is it?
I keep saying 160. It's 140.
All right, so 140. I will go ahead and I will say, Eric, why didn't you take
Sharpshooter?
Sharpshooter? You would not, and I will use a fighting spirit to gain advantage on the attack. So I just straight roll the 3 attacks, and I'll take 3 shots with cotton ball.
Sounds good.
28.
Yep.
Natural 2, 13.
Nope.
Natural 20.
Yep. Get him.
Okay, so the first one does 15, and the second one does the full 10, right? Is that how that's how
Yep.
we do crits?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, double tens. So 27 damage. So for a total of 42 damage. Does she
Sounds
just like
good.
poof, she like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark when or is it Raiders of the Lost Ark or is it one of the other ones where he just like shoots the guy with the scimitar? But just like groggily gets up and she's like disoriented and dizzy after like falling 40 feet, but she just poof, 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 takes 3 shots. They ring out through the air and the rock screeches out in pain.
Nice.
But she's not looking super good, but she's fine.
All right. The rock is going to move over you, Willow, and fly down to 120 feet. But that's all it does.
So but that's not within range of Taratha's spell.
Mm-hmm.
That's too bad.
Yep. And what it is going to actually, let me try and think. No, it would fly down a little bit because it wants to be able to fly back up. So what it is going to do is let's do 40. So if this moved 20, it'll get 50 feet down. So what's the range on Toll the Dead?
It's I think 120. Oh, it's 60. Ouch.
Oof. Yeah, so then it's not in range. So it is 50 feet in the air. And next up is Tali.
Cool.
If it's 60 feet in the air, that would be within range.
But you are also 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away from it.
All right.
Like right now, if you were directly below it or like near it, but there's still a good 20 feet.
That's fine.
So I want to cast this because I want to see what this does. not because it's actually worth this creature.
Go for it.
Which Holly actually just says to Taratha. She's like, I want to try something cool. And then, so this is her first 6th level spell.
Uh-huh.
And it is brutal. So it's called Blade Barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a question for you. If it says I create a vertical wall, can I create one that is like horizontal and above us, or do I have to create it for?
It has to be a vertical wall.
That's so dumb. Check out Blade Barrier though.
No. Yeah.
In that case, I have nothing to do, and we'll chill, because I can't cast anything. I don't have any spells that will take me.
You don't have another call lightning up your sleeve?
I actually do. It lasts for 10 minutes.
Why don't you?
Now that I'm like looking at that spell, so I'm gonna do that. Well, no, because it's 100 feet in the air. Is it?
It's 50 feet. How far is the spell?
Oh, cool. I mean, if it's under the cloud, which is a 60-foot radius. So if it's where it is right now, it would still be in that radius. But so it is. She's not gonna do it to Taratha and Anya again. As long as they're in the cloud, she's not gonna do that.
Now, can you describe it to me? Because the rock would not fly into the cloud. Like if you could move the cloud, then yeah, you can get it.
I can't. It's in the cloud right now.
But it would not have flown into the cloud this turn if it could visually see it.
It can. I mean, so it's not. So the cloud is 100 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And is just a storm cloud that I can call lightning through. So.
Give me 1 second. I want to see the spell just so I understand. You'll probably be able to get it, but I'd need to.
No. So I'm not gonna do it because Anya and Willow are both also in its thing, and it does a lightning damage to everything in its radius. So as long as Willow and Anya are there.
Yeah, so each creature within 3d10. Yeah, but the cylinder of effect itself is only 10 feet. So like you're centering it like where it was on the ground, and the lightning hits that spot on the ground.
Storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot
Yep.
radius.
1 second. Centered on a point. Spell fails. Point in the air.
So it's a 10-foot
No,
cloud.
but you could, yeah, okay. So the cloud itself eats creature within a 5 feet of that point. So you can hit the rock without hitting them because it is within the range of the spell, and they are not within 5 feet of it.
Oh,
Because it is 50 feet in the air above them. So you could get off this call lightning on the rock without hitting them.
okay. All right.
It was just when they had it in their hands, then yes, they were taking that damage as well.
All right. So why do I have 0 d10s? What's happening? I don't know. This is gonna be 36.
Okay. And Taratha?
Move up, total dead.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is what you have to do to get into range, and wisdom save, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is, I just need to make sure that they don't. Okay. Yep, that was a 16 turned to 3. Either way, both fail. So, I mean, the 16 would have been a dirty 20, but it fails because it rolled back on 2 or 3.
20 damage.
Sounds good. It takes it. Give me 1 second. It is going to see Willow as the biggest threat right now. So it is going to attempt to grab her. Which will miss. But it might get you with its beak with a 21.
Yeah, 21 hits. What was the roll though? I don't have that high of an AC. Actually, well, I have 20.
Yeah. How is that not that high of an AC? That it rolled
No,
a 6.
no, it's pretty high. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a 16 to hit for the grab. So
Okay.
it hit you with its beak, but not its because I reversed the thing. So the first time I had it attack in the way that it's supposed to, and then I reversed it for funsies, and it worked in your favor that I did. 29 points of damage from its beak. And it will remain there.
20. You said 29?
Yep.
I'm down.
All right, Tali, it is your turn.
Cool.
So for flavor, it has Willow in its beak, just, shaking her like a rag doll.
Cool. Cast and Spare the Dying as a bonus action.
Oh wait, you're a grave cleric?
No, I just have cool armor.
Oh, cool armor. Okay, cool armor indeed.
Yeah, my magic items are pretty. And got her there, so I can't do that. How far is it? It's on the ground right now?
It is
right?
on the ground.
Sorry, you guys. I know I'm taking up a lot of time. I try not to, but it's never spellcasters, yo. wasting time while I try and talk and also figure out what I want to do.
Hmm. Hi,
Yeah,
Bobo.
I guess I'll toll the dead.
Sounds
Because why
good.
not? Actually, no, I don't. Sorry, no. Con save. I'm gonna do word radiance instead.
All right, I'm gonna keep the same roll.
Yeah, it's fine.
That will be an 18.
Ah, does the thing. I don't think it takes anything if it. Yeah, cool.
Taratha.
Toll the dead.
Sounds good. That is an 18.
Ooh. That saves.
All right. Willow, you are stable,
Yep.
but not healed. It is now the rock's turn, and it is going. Debating what it'll do. It is going to attempt to. I think it's gonna just attempt to take you. So wow, that is amazing.
It has advantage.
Yeah,
Just
that was a 4
all right.
and a 3. So that is going to be a 17, which will not hit. Sorry, 16, which will not hit. No, 17 because there's advantage. So it does not grapple you. So then it is going to instead. Taratha hasn't proved herself a threat, so it's going to try and bite Anya instead. And that will be enough to hit. So that is going to be probably enough because she doesn't. Yeah, she is also down. Oops, because she had 9 HP and it did more than that. And then it is how. Here's a question. How tough do Tali and Taratha look right now? Like how imposing?
I never look tough.
Oh, very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm debating whether or not it feels like it's worth. Actually, no. And then it's going to move 120 feet in the air.
So grapple her.
It has neither of them grappled. Actually, it failed both grapples on so it tried to hit Willow, and like with that attack it gets to grapple it, but because it missed the attack it just can't grapple. So it's just gonna peace out. It flies 120 feet in the air. Tali, do you do anything?
No, I mean if it's 120 feet in the air, it's out of range of everything. So if it's peacing out, it's peacing out. But I'm gonna do mass cure wounds, for funsies.
Nice. You could let me know what that is afterwards. Actually, no, because Anya can't do anything. So, Taratha, it is your turn.
Well, sounds like we're out of combat, so I'm Gucci.
Sounds good. All right, so we'll officially call it out of combat because it's like I wanted dinner, but I'm not feeling great. I could easily get something that's easier, and yeah. So it pieces the fuck out. Nice.
20 HP for our two friends there.
That was a lot better than the last time.
Well, that was mass healing word last time.
I know.
How much did I heal for?
20.
Okay.
And Anya slowly sits up and she kind of rolls her shoulder back and looks at you and she'll go, well, you sure come in handy.
Who's you?
To Tali, sorry. Because she healed her both times from, death saves.
Yeah. It's my job.
And she'll look over to Taratha and say, and you did a whole lot of nothing.
I came out with 90 damage at the beginning.
Yeah.
She.
fuck you. Fuck, who
But then she
the
sat
yeah,
around
think you
doing
are
like
talking to
nothing
me
almost
like that?
No, like
the
Tolly,
fuck are you
like
talking to me like that?
Tolly, like actually like sidesteps in front of Taratha,
Uh-huh.
like as an unconscious. Like the fuck did you just say?
Nice.
Like, I wasted a 6-level slot on this. It's not my fault you guys kept fucking up out there. I did what I had to do. Stand down.
You get offended easily. It's fun.
You're offensive, so.
Well,
Look,
just trying to poke fun. Don't get too touchy just because I'm poking fun at your fighting. Like I said, you did a whole lot of
interesting.
nothing
Don't
towards
try
the
to
end of
die
that.
next time, eh?
Well, you died twice, so I really don't feel like you have anything that you can say.
I mean, I was taking the brunt of the battle there.
If anything, you were kind of a hindrance to this whole operation.
Yeah, you would think so.
Can't do a lot of talking when you're unconscious now, can ya?
Yeah, but it's alright. I was just expecting more out of you. For someone who talks big game to not do much for a lot of rounds. You came out big in the beginning and then just kind of fizzled out.
You really want to play this game? Because we can play this game.
Just poking fun.
Don't lose the favor of your cleric. It's bad for you, literally.
That's true. But people in our clan have a bit, thicker skin. Takes more than just a little bit of poking at to lose your cool.
In my clan, we believe in respect for our compatriots. But sure.
I'm about showing some goddamn appreciation.
I mean, they would have been dead without us. But you know.
No, clearly.
Well, keep thinking that.
You literally died.
I did not. I was knocked out unconscious.
Do you want to?
You would have been swallowed. That's literally what would have happened. Swallowed.
So tempted to cast Gaze on her. So tempted.
I'll remember that next time when you're just unconscious and dying to just leave you be. I'll just let you be and we'll see what happens.
Well, you'll do that. Go for it.
Yep, I will.
Let's go.
All right. Everyone shut the fuck up. Let's have an hour of silence.
Does Willow
Most
say
of
that?
our hours are
Yeah,
most of our
Willow
hours
says
are
that.
in silence, Willow.
Willow, your
Thank
friend
you.
came at me. Okay?
What did you say, Corey? Sorry, Taratha.
Willow, your friend came at me. I did not say anything. In fact, I've been cordial the entire time. So I would very much appreciate if you could talk to your friend about how to be a proper traveling companion.
Let's be honest. None of us are proper traveling companions.
Oh, I'm a very proper traveling companion.
I
Ooh,
would
Tally
agree
gets
with-
close.
yeah.
Job. That is my whole job.
Yeah. Tolly's the exception.
Talia is that's like literally all she does. So
Yup. Willow, you hear in your head, if she gets offended that easily, she's going to be murdered on the spot by the Eastern Clan.
You don't know who. I'll message back. You don't even have a clue who the Eastern Clan are or what they want. I believe I'm the only one who's talked to one. They seem relatively cordial.
You
And
forget,
while-
Willow,
All right.
you have not linked with them. I have. All of us have.
I trust my eyes and ears more than I trust Corey right now in this regard. With that said, though, I don't doubt that you're going to be fine. But all I mean to say is that while Taratha's rough around the edges, especially after a fight, she's pretty good with the whole talking and wheeling and dealing in that way.
Yes, with people
She just
who...
doesn't care to impress you.
That's fine. I don't take offense to that. All I'm saying is, if she goes
Obviously.
off the handle that quick, you might want to consider going into the city separate for your own safety. So that you do not lose favor with these people for outsiders.
Have you heard it said that the lone wolf dies and the pack survives?
Well, neither of us will be alone. I'll be with you, and
No. I'm
Oh.
asking her if she's heard it said, yes or no.
So I mean that would be her response, and then Willow
Okay,
does
go
that
ahead.
essentially.
Go ahead.
Um,
All right.
Would Willow
Well,
interrupt
sometime.
her? Or
No, she can go ahead. She can go ahead. I'm sorry.
neither of us will be alone. I'll be with you, and Tali will be with Taratha. All I'm saying is, I'm not comfortable entering a city with someone who is so easy to go off the handle with the smallest offense. That was a test, and she failed it.
Well, whatever you decide, I won't let you enter alone.
And
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Sorry.
Yeah, good.
She'll nod, and she'll go, We've got many weeks to come. Maybe my opinion will change, but I just needed to test the waters there. That's all. And, I can't expect much out of outsiders, but I would hope that there'd be a little bit more camaraderie where one offense would not make someone who is meant to heal choose not to heal.
I don't think she really meant that.
Give a persuasion check, because she does not believe that.
$14.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh wait, persuasion. I have proficiency.
Okay.
That's actually 18.
She's still not entirely convinced. She'll go, well, maybe I'm reading them wrong, Willow, but it's also maybe you're, thinking too much. Like I said, maybe
They
my
come
mind will
through
change.
when they're needed. They come through when they're needed.
All right. I'm not going to apologize, but I won't test them for a while. I'll just observe instead of forcing hands. And you continue the rest of the day in relative silence, as per Willow's request. At the end of the day, Willow, you get a sending from Zola, and it's just the first one, just like, hey, are you alive? Just checking in. And if you are alive, do you want to talk?
I'm barely alive, but that's okay. What do you want to talk about?
And there's like a long pause, and then she'll go, to do the cafe in the bookshop, I need an adult to sign. Can I send you something to sign? Sorry, Eric. I know that probably sucks to get.
While you're disobeying rules, why not just forge my signature? You know what it looks like.
Oof. Leia's drinking that. I know it's coffee, but she's drinking that tea. And then there's a.
That is tacitly, that's permission. Just so we're clear.
I know. And there's like another pause. And then you hear, I know you're not happy with me.
But she doesn't have any more sending slots.
Oh, I thought she has up to 3. My mistake.
No, she has 2. I will
What
send to
level?
her
Okay, sorry.
one. I'll send one back, but I won't say anything. But she hears the
Like,
communication line open.
sure. Um, she'll go, I know you're not happy with me or proud, but you told me to prove you wrong, so that's what I'm doing. Love you. Be safe.
Love you too. This is the second sending.
Yep. Sounds good. Anything else before we wrap up?
Tolly would have done sending stuff to some of her people that Zola doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to just like make a round in the bookshop, buy a book, compliment the cafe once it gets up and running. like just like just be like, random patrons,
Mm-hmm.
which then she will meet later and will be hilarious.
Yep.
I mean they are actually relatively distinctive in their dress a lot, so she might
Mm-hmm.
notice.
But she'll probably consider them like regulars, not that, you know, so maybe they were like coming to
I
check
mean
in and
the
just see what's going on, and she recognizes them from the caravan, but she doesn't recognize why they're there, you know.
right, okay, cool. Yeah, Tali is just, every adolescent in particularly in the caravan goes through this phase where they distance themselves from their parents, and there's like a like
Mm-hmm.
they expect people to respect the family and what the family needs, but also raise children that are like very free thinking and like um, because they have to be in order to survive in the desert. So
Mm-hmm.
there's always like there's this known thing that occurs where the parents and the child just like get really mad at each other and don't speak for a while, and it
Mm-hmm.
like becomes a ritualistic, like the parents will do a thing that says, okay, you're through this phase now, and we'll just put a moratorium on communication for like a year,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kid comes back after that year like, okay, I get it now. like that. Like, and that's how they deal with that. So this is what she considers that time in
I love
Sopa's
it.
life. But also she doesn't know what the Ashina clan does, so she's just like, we'll just do what the
They don't even
caravan
have.
does.
There's not even parents in the Ashina clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's just like, I don't know anything about that, so I'm just gonna like send people around
No.
to make sure she's cool,
Willow's
and
really
that like,
flying blind.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a mom, and she has to be.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
if someone
Sorry.
is aware, help with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's all I wanted to.
Nice.
Does Zola know that
Know what?
um that Willow knows
About what?
that I told Willow that she
No.
contacted me?
If you did not tell her, and it
I
doesn't sound
wasn't
like
sure what
Willow.
the note said, and so I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, no, the note was pretty ambiguous, and the way that I read it was like, if you show up here, this is the note, and it doesn't matter how you showed up here. It's just, if you are reading this, because you came here before I was able to take this off your bed, I know that you're here, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, I don't necessarily need to know what was in the note. I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah. And Taratha, anything that you do?
Nope.
Sounds good. Good sesh, everyone. uh, I guess, do we want to fill in above table what happened so that we could
sure.
talk through that?
Who wants to go first?
I don't even know what happened above table.
All right, I'll go first. So they went out to the desert, and Tolly, who's like, loves wild and wildlife and stuff, was asked by Saturn to, and for those who don't know, that's was her patron, but begrudging patron. She didn't actually choose Saturn.
Mm-hmm. He just
Um,
kept showing up.
yeah, he just kept forcing her to do stuff. So she didn't like him very much, and he got all uppity about her not liking him very much. But that's a different story. Um, he asked her to kill a bunch of abominations in the desert, like animals that were not right because of the um, meteor that fell there. And for the most part, they were actually like. So the idea is that they would be reborn the way that they were supposed to be born in the first place and not be in pain and etc. And she wasn't happy about it, but she also recognized that it needed to be done. And then at the end of all of that, Saturn was like, "Hey, bro, Boomer 2 though."
Oh, you forgot one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you forgot one, is what they said.
Big dick move right there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Taratha, Corey, please correct anything that I say about this. Taratha had been contacting the Nine Hells for some reason that I am not entirely sure about, because I purposely tune out when you're like talking to them because Tali doesn't know any of that. But there was some stuff with the Nine Hells and Mephistopheles. Um, and as she is like deciding whether or not she's gonna kill Boomer and like very, very angry, Taratha is like, "Welp, oh my god, names." Mephistopheles shows up. And it's
He
like,
doesn't just show up. Taratha was talking about him a lot and trying to convince you, and
Listening.
because Taratha kept pushing, he's like, she's actually doing something I want her to do. Let me help her out.
yeah,
That is
so
not entirely true, Kelly. I
That is-
literally just said like, well, there's a second option, and then you like, boom, immediately we're in a silly hellscape.
I gave it more than
no-
just one mention. I
no,
will say.
you didn't. That is
No.
that is how that happened. That is exact.
No,
that is
because
how.
I.
Yes.
Sorry, you go.
Because
Uh-huh.
I was so surprised that he showed up. I was like, oh, I guess we're just talking about the Nine Hells now. Okay, now we're here. Like,
I remember because like it was almost like it was scripted. Like I just had to hit that story beat for it to start.
Okay.
It's like when you're like trying in a game to like hit that mark to get like a cutscene to start, but you can't find the
I
physical
didn't even
location.
think
to put the
about
character.
it. I didn't even
That's
think
what
about
it
it.
felt
That's
like.
funny.
that like totally
Because I was
felt
sitting
like,
there and I was, I'm like, should I? Because I was talking out loud. I was just like, should I mention this? I don't know. Well, there's a second option. And the moment I even brought that, like my character said it, boom, we were there.
Okay.
I
I mean, you
totally
weren't
felt
there. It was an illusory sort of thing, and he would not have showed up if Corey did not bring him up.
totally, but it felt totally scripted.
Okay.
It felt like this is what like it. When
It wasn't
you,
even thought.
at the-
I didn't had
No,
no,
no, no, no.
idea. Yeah.
At the end of that, when you were like, "That was not my plan," I was like, "Really?" Because it really felt like your plan. Like,
No.
that really felt like your plan. And then, so anyway, so the metal part of this entire journey is
Mephistopheles.
It's hard to talk.
Yeah.
The big M
Mm-hmm.
shows up and is just like, "Hey, you want to not be with this god of yours anymore? Would you like the other god that you liked more before to come here? Also, he's probably a douchebag, but cool. Like, side combo. Which is why she doesn't carry his shield anymore either. But, so then she, like, calls in a what is it called?
Divine intervention.
Yeah, divine intervention. Rolls to get that divine intervention. Asks Saturn if this dude, the big M, is more, powerful than he is. He tries to lie to her. She sees it, figures out that this dude, this fucking archdevil, is more powerful than Saturn. And it's just like thinking about this. Because she can't do loose ends and is actually lawful, kills Boomer and takes the deal.
And that was such a fucking metal moment.
there's also like an important lore part of that as to like the decision. So we found out that the calamity basically disrupted not just the natural world as we know it, but also the like the ranking of deities and gods and who and what has access to the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, there's going to be a third meteor, and depending on how it plays out with what we do up in the north, we can revert back to the original or somewhat of the original order of deities.
Right. So Tolly has been tasked with making sure that the people who are going to make that third calamity happen are not met with resistance. Right?
More
Yep.
or less. There's a so here's the thing. There is going to be a third calamity. If you chose to yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, so regardless, it is going to happen, but who it comes from is up to what you do. That's all.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's what she's doing. So technically she's getting her powers from Mephistopheles. Right now she will not go back to the gods of before. Like, so if she stays a cleric after this whole thing, it will be some kind of power from the sea, which is what she is setting up to do with becoming a cleric, a Tempest cleric. Because she feels like that's what, like one way or another, that's where she's from. Like, so she's just gonna go for that. But yeah, that's what's going on. Her and Taratha had a moment.
It was great.
Tali became a baby.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I forgot
She's
about
so
that.
mad at
So we
Taratha
had-
for that.
It
that
was
was
like
what, like 3.5 hours, 3 hours? It was a long session.
yeah, I thought it was only gonna be like 45 minutes.
So hilariously, Kelly didn't even think that Tolly was gonna kill the animals, let alone get to the part where she is asked to kill Boomer, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because, Tolly acquiesces
Mm-hmm.
to whoever she's following eventually, even if she has an attitude about it. So.
And then
Anyway, that's what happened on our adventure that lasted from midnight until 3:30 in the morning.
it was not meant to be that long.
So, and so how does Taratha feel about all of this stuff that happened?
Stoked.
Do you say dope?
Stoked. She's
Stoked.
This is awesome.
All right. Well,
Tolly and her have become more friends.
cool. Yeah. Well, Willow just went to visit the clan with Zola, and everyone hates each other now.
Why?
I mean, you learned some really
No.
good stuff.
No, yeah, we learned some interesting things, I suppose. But nobody hates each other. But no, Willow thinks it's best for Zola to stay with the clan and learn more of her culture and heritage. Zola doesn't want to stay, and so, yeah, that's a conflict between them. And then we learn that the Sheena clan uh, is the is like a shoot off, a branch off of some other longer lived clan, or like heretics or whatever to this other clan. But it's been so long that at least it's not common knowledge in the Sheena clan that this other clan exists. Maybe it's in some histories that the elders have or something, but
Just a DM to player. It's not so much that it's not common knowledge, it's just you asked like essentially like a 13-year-old who didn't pay much attention to history.
No, I went and talked to the I talked to the
Oh,
big
sorry,
boss,
yeah.
and the big boss seemed to be like not know much about it either.
Right. I was thinking it's not common knowledge in your clan, but not in this but in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city.
And
Is
in their clan, I'm sure they know all about it.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my misunderstanding. And then each Ashina has what's called a soulmate that they can swap with. But I don't think Willow would have told you that. Right.
No.
Okay. But like that's just like more like there's a lot of like magic lore in that, but I
Yeah.
won't go too in depth because I'd rather that be like character stuff.
Yeah. 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 And basically, Mephistopheles wants access to the material plane, which I'm pretty stoked about.
Mhm. Yup.
Yeah. Yeah, so get ready for some changes in Tolly kind of in RP moving forward. She is just kind of pissed at the world, so it's
Mhm.
more likely to be like, shut the fuck up. Like she used to, she used to like keep those things in and not say anything and just kind of be like a neutral, like, I'm gonna heal you. And the next time this bitch goes down, she's gonna let her chill for a while. Even if that means she has to fucking use Revivify. Like, because she doesn't take none of this disrespect. Like, come on. Like, that's not joking. That is like you get done with the battle and you say, good job to your compatriots.
Mhm.
And you like the most you do is fucking hug it out. And then later, if you want to be like, lols, came out with a good nice swing, but like then fell down, like then that's cool. But right after a battle, are you fucking kidding me? Show some fucking respect, yo.
See, Eric, I might be missing like the point, like bits of the Ashina clan, but I feel like there's not that sort of like waiting period with battle. Like you need to like comment while it's fresh, and it wasn't really seen as like a disrespectful thing as much as it was like, nah, like you kind of petered out there.
You know what Anya reminds me of? Anya reminds me of like those really shitty like public school coaches that like uses like humiliation and denigration as a motivational tool.
Mm,
So yeah, she's like a really shitty person and should not be in the position she's in.
oof. That's the story of me trying to play characters and just completely misplaying how I intend them to be. Because, like, she was meant to be, like, snarky and funny. Instead, she was snarky and assholey.
I mean, I think that previous Tolly before right now
Mm
would have been like, lols, that's hilarious.
hmm. Mm hmm.
And now is just like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Why the fuck are you commenting?
I mean,
Like,
she gave you the seal of approval.
that's what actually made her mad.
Mm hmm.
Was that she was like, yeah. Because also, I didn't do much after that first bit. Like,
You were
didn't get
healing.
much off after that. Sure.
That was the thing.
But.
Toll the Dead is 3d12 at my level. It's an incredibly powerful spell and a cantrip at that. Fuck her.
Yeah. Like, and also that coming from a woman who died twice, and Tolly, instead of being able to do damage, had to save her ass.
Mm-hmm.
So
As
like,
a rogue, too. How do you fuck that up as a rogue?
like Tolly is sitting there like, I could have done damage. We could have gotten this thing down. It could have been done quicker, and instead I had to save you. So, like, don't even be like, y'all are like, we're competent in the desert, and literally, if Taratha and Tolly hadn't been there, they would have been fucking bird food.
Well, I mean that's
Mm.
I think that maybe we were too big, so we attracted these predators, but also if it was just you two, you would have been bird food most likely. But it's fine.
So the thing is that
I mean, they were doing some gnarly damage. Like, whoever they chose was essentially going down. They just chose those two because they were out. Whereas, like, they put themselves out there as to be attacked.
Yeah, I mean, Tolly doesn't go down very often, but she also has an insane amount of HP.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
I
also
mean,
that.
you have what, 140, 150?
167 bitches.
Okay. Because, I mean, what's it called? The Rocks did more than that to, not just
They did
Willow.
they did 140 to me,
And
and
they
they didn't
did-
even. Yeah.
And they did more than that to Anya. So they would have, if they chose Tali, knocked her down. But I said if. But
Tolly also has healing that she could do to herself.
absolutely.
Tolly also has an
Mhm.
ego about her desert
Oh yeah.
experience. So I mean, there's that. Like, I am not saying that she would not have died. Me as a player, I am
Mhm.
saying that Tolly thinks she would have been fine.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's true is moot. And also, she would never have said that at all. It wouldn't have been a discussion. She doesn't actually care if people go down, except for Anya decided to bring it up. So if she's gonna bring it up, then
Mhm.
if we're splitting hairs about who did what,
Yeah.
um, so
All
yeah,
I know is if that would have been a high school lunchroom, chairs would have been thrown.
it would have been a food fight
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. And like
Mhm.
the bad kids versus the punks. I don't know. Who would you consider a Sheena clan to be in a high school hierarchy?
High school
Like the-
hierarchy. I don't know.
I was gonna say
They're
like
band geeks, right?
no.
No,
I
they'd
would
be
say
like-
like track and Boy Scouts, or Girl
Maybe.
Scouts. But like I only say Boy Scouts because Boy Scouts get to go out and like the woods more often, more so than
Depends on the Girl Scout troop, but yes,
Yeah.
that is on the whole true.
yeah. So things more like that. I would say. What do you say, Eric?
I think that's kind of close. Maybe like. Yeah, kind of like that. Something like that. Maybe a little religious fanatic. A little,
Mhm.
maybe.
So definitely like Eagle Scouts.
Maybe, yeah.
I only know like one Eagle Scout that is not like Catholic or Jewish, like hardcore. But
I feel like the Ashina clan would have started like a ska band or something.
No.
no.
I don't know, they just have like that self-righteous vibe to me.
I mean, I do have
I
that
don't-
vibe a bit, but not in a ska band way. It's hard for me to kind of pin it. If I were to put the Ashina band into a genre of music,
They'd be like prog rock.
there we
Ew.
go.
Ew. That's somehow worse.
Tolly would be like the badass who smokes a lot of weed, like that.
yeah.
Regina George, bitches.
Yeah. Yeah. Christ. But yeah, I made a note for myself to talk about side story, sort of like off-screen character things, and how there's a lot more, like if like I don't know, how does everyone feel? Like, do you feel like there's more character development in these small off-screen things versus what happens on screen? Like,
Kind of.
I think it's also two things. Like, this party has a lot of often conflicting goals. or things that like one would do that another one in the party just wouldn't. Um, and so we end up kind of doing these branch off scenarios in game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also on stream and it's also live, and I have 100% found that I am much more willing, like totally unconsciously, I don't do it on purpose, much more willing to go down the road of like emotional moments when I know I'm not being recorded.
Same. That's actually one of the things. The part with Taratha and the devil when she prayed to them that night. Like, I don't think I would be comfortable doing that one on stream. Nor the dog bit.
Yeah, that was like really a lot.
Sorry.
God, that was really a lot. No, I mean it was good. It was a good a lot. But it was a very emotional moment, and I don't know that I would have done it
And
on
then
stream.
and then same thing with like Zola and Willow, like that fight. Like, I don't know if she would have been as combative on screen versus over text. So it's just like funny how the medium, not just the medium, because like if I was like talking it out, like I'd probably be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, Willow, versus like, you know, just standing her ground over text. And then I'm even freer when I'm not on stream for these bits.
Yeah, I personally, I don't know if I have a big difference between stream Eric and not stream Eric. I generally don't even think about the fact that I'm on stream when we're streaming. I just try to kind of forget it a little bit.
Like, one of the moments that I was most uncomfortable on stream was the bit with Franz and his dad, because it was just such an emotionally charged moment, and it was a cool moment, but I was just like, I wanna get out of my chair and leave right now.
Yeah.
So being on stream does affect me and what I do a lot.
I honestly don't even notice that I resist those moments until we have a side conversation, and I'm just like, oh yeah, all this emotional stuff, and then I come back to stream and I'm like, no emotional stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and so I know that it's unconscious, like it's not a conscious thing for sure. But that happened with Ash all the time. Like Ash and Tomas, there's like a whole string of commentary in text that conversations we never would have had on stream, I don't think. One, because it was written, and Ash and Tomas written are distinctly different between Ash and Tomas in person, because I think they both have a tendency to communicate more effectively and more honestly in written communication than they do.
It also takes Tomas like 10 years to say anything out loud.
Well, and Ash can't say anything fucking honest when he's talking out loud either, so there's also that
it's
problem.
Definitely easier for me too to role play via text message, because like then I can like take my time and think about what I want to say and say it more precisely.
Yo, that one thing, Leia, what was that one thing that you sent to Willow that she responded with like just the most metal and like Willow thing ever? What was that? Because I was really impressed with it.
Okay, so what happened is Zola contacts Tolly and is like, hey, Tolly, well, if I ask you this favor, will you not tell Willow? And Tolly was immediately like, hey, Willow.
It was the response to that I thought was like so in character, and I loved it. That Eric did.
Yeah, so she was like, well, I need to know the favor first, because that matters. And Zola was like, will you help me get home, because I'm being basically trapped here in the Ashina clan. And she was like, that seems weird and teenagery, so I'm just gonna like go over to Willow and be like, hey, Willow, maybe don't tell Zola I'm telling you, but also your kid wants to run away from home. Like, ask for help, thinking about helping her, what do you think? And Willow's response was basically like, nah, don't help her.
It wasn't that bit though. I mean, yes, that was in character, but it was when Tolly was asking if like whose trust should she betray?
Oh
And
yeah, because I
that-
started out because I started out with I got this request to help a person, and helping them would betray someone else, but also would if she doesn't help, they're probably gonna die, and I have to find it. Hold on.
I have it right here. Leia respond. Do you want me to read you what you asked first?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You said dilemma. A person is asked in confidence for help. If I don't help, they will find another and surely die. But helping betrays someone else's thoughts, and I put only the strongest metals survive the heat of the forge. Follow the bond that matters most, and let the fire determine the rest.
So good.
Yeah, and that did not help her make that decision at all, which is why she eventually told Willow, "Hey."
I actually thought I and Willow assume that these happen days apart, and that they're not related.
Oh, that's
amazing.
prime. That is so prime.
I love it.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, I kind of hate playing Willow right now. It's not
Why?
very fun.
Teenager.
Oh, it's just, I mean, yeah, trying to be a parent sucks, and also, you know, Willow has like is not happy. um, you know, I think she feels like, she's like, either she's pushing everyone away or everyone's like moving away from her, and so she feels very lonely right now. I think.
Ah, damn
I
it.
feel very lonely when I play her. Rather.
Oh man.
What?
I wish that Tolly was better at reading people. That's what I wish, because she literally almost came when you cut communication. There was like totally more of that conversation she was gonna have, but then you cut communication and walked away, and so she was like, I feel like I should go talk to her, but also alone time is good, and didn't know which way to go, so she didn't come talk to you. I wish that she was better at reading people.
Oh, you're fine. I don't, you know, I don't think you, I don't think Willow thinks Taratha did anything wrong.
Mean Tolly.
Or Tally. There's
Yep.
plenty of things
Yeah,
Taratha did
I
wrong.
can't tell you how many names that were generated that started with a T that came up when I was naming Anya. I was like, nope, no more, no more.
No more T names.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is like, I don't think that I definitely don't think, and Tally doesn't think that Willow thinks she did anything wrong either. It's just like going and sitting with Willow and being like, "What's up? Let's have a convo here." Might have made Willow feel less alone.
Maybe, you know. Who
Like that's the
knows?
thing, is like Tolly didn't do anything wrong, but she also didn't do the right thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you know.
She didn't get the perfect or the true ending.
Yeah, she didn't get. Yeah, she got like 2, 3, and 4 instead of 1 or 5 or 6. So.
Yeah, Kelly does a good job of making me really just not like playing my character sometimes.
Gonna let you in
And
on
not in a bad way, not in a bad way,
No.
but like there came a point where I hated playing Nor as well. Like, but it's because I get very emotionally involved in my characters, and I just have too sad of backstories. It's easy to play Joy. I should just make every character like Joy, because then I don't feel like so much anxiety when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't do that. No, so here's I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Kelly does that to all of us.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how Corey feels about it, but I definitely feel like every single character I've had with her has been like, "Oh, you were a happy person? That's cute." Like every single one of the characters that has left because they're like, "No, this shit's cray, yo." Like, bounce.
D&D is a hard game. Like I've beaten Dark Souls,
Right?
and I play competitive Hearthstone. I've made it to Legend, and D&D is harder than any of the other games that I play.
It's just emotionally like stab, but also Kelly does that to people.
Yeah,
Looking at you,
she
Kelly.
goes out of her way, man.
No.
She goes out of her way to make you kill your dog.
Oh,
That was your
she goes
plan,
out of her way to
Kelly.
make sure we're all having a great time. That
I
was
just
your
wanna-
plan, Kelly.
I
You
just
have to own
want-
that shit.
I just wanna say this out loud. I wanna be really, really clear about it. That like, yes, the Big M shit and the Archdevil shit was not planned, even though it totally felt planned. I get that it was not planned. The dog shit was 100% fucking planned ahead of time.
That was
okay?
planned, but I didn't think you would do it.
But you gave a choice.
That was in your plan to begin with. It should have never been there.
The issue isn't that she, the issue is whether or not she kills the dog. The issue is she was given that choice by her god.
Her god comes out and says, "You gotta do this," and not even her god. Her god doesn't even bother to come to tell her that himself. He sends a fucking angel lackey, which was just even more insulting. Honestly, if Saturn had come to do that himself, she might not have left.
Solid.
But it was a fucking bitch ass lackey. A bitch ass lackey that was also a douche. Like,
I mean, you said trickster god, so I tried to do like a douchey trickster.
Hey, you are successful.
Saturn actually isn't a douche.
There's
He's
tricksters
just
who are
also
not
trickster.
douches. Case in point, the chameleon from our campaign, who is, I think, a pretty nice.
That is true,
nice
but
god.
trickster death, and I feel like it's very hard to be a non-douchey trickster death.
I mean, trickster, but it's not like we trick you into dying.
No, I know that, but I'm saying those two domains in general, you don't think of that and go, they're probably like lighthearted people.
Not lighthearted, but that doesn't, just because you're not lighthearted doesn't mean also that you're a douche. But anyway, yeah, she decided to give my player that choice. And that led my player to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna sick an archdevil on you. Have fun with that. Okay, bye." Like, if she could have like melted that fucking scythe in the fucking flames of hell, she fucking would have.
Where is the scythe now?
It's buried in the crater.
Interesting.
With Boomer.
Yep.
Because she didn't want it anymore. She couldn't carry it anymore. It was too heavy.
Her strength score dropped?
No, her strength score increased.
I'm kidding.
Her willpower should have dropped, but it didn't. Or it should have increased. One of the two. I'm not really sure which.
In my defense, Soul is trying to make Willow proud.
I mean, if it makes Sola feel any better, Tali is super proud.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't all sad bits, yeah, Zola and Willow aren't talking that much, but she is still trying to, like, keep pushing so that Willow will, in the end, be proud of her, even though they're going through this rocky spot.
Yeah, I think, I think Willow just, I think that, like, she is just, she's kind of, she just feels like, she tried really hard after Zinnia died to, like, be there and to try to be, like, more present in the lives of people around her. And now Zola's, like, growing up, and she's, like, spent all this time investing in this person, and, like, which is just, this is what being a parent is, I suppose. But it's just, like, and now that person is, like, their own person. And it's, it's not like with Zinnia, her sister, where it was like, oh, yeah, like, we're equals or something. But now it's like, no, you have to, like, be apart from me in order to do, I don't know. And so it's just like, it's just like, so now she's just, like, got nothing. Like, Willow has just absolutely nothing in this world.
Oof.
Ollie is her friend.
Oh, you guys are nice. it's more about how she feels about it, less than like necessarily the reality. Like the reality is she's got like she's got a great niece and she's got pretty nice friends and like there's a lot of good stuff, but the way that she's a little aimless or whatever.
Def. Well, it is 5:10. I'm hungry and I've got another sesh after. So
All right.
Me too.
thank you. Oh yeah. Yep. Gotta love those double D&D days. Dungeons and Dungeons and Dragons and Dragons. Well, thanks for playing, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.